Now, Minority describes Finance Minister's presentation of mid-year budget review as a mark of incompetence. Ken Ofori-Atta announced that new roads constructed under PPP arrangement will be tolled and decided against asking for new funds to fund the 2022 budget as was expected. Parliamentary correspondent Kojo Asante reports from Parliament as the minority alleged government has been printing money illegally. Minister Ken Ofori-Atta admitted that times are hard.
Food prices are rising, fuel and transport fares are up. The cost of borrowing for businesses and households has increased. The cedi has depreciated, and the economic outlook has darkened significantly. Mr. Speaker, this state of affairs is quite a painful one for me to report to you. It is hard to see our people lament about the prices of basic commodities. These are difficult times for government and indeed for the Finance Minister.
He also announced that new roads constructed under public-private partnerships will now be tolled, despite government announcing last year it has stopped the collection of road tolls.
When completed, the concession agreement is expected to be approved by the PPP Committee, Cabinet and Parliament. The completed road will be tolled. All new roads of this nature will be tolled.
It was also expected that the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will ask for more funds to implement the 2022 budget, but the minister says government intends to keep within the funds approved.
However, we are committed to staying within the appropriation for 2022. In spite of the underperforming revenues and strong external headwinds, we are not seeking additional funds in this mid-year review. We are determined to efficiently use the windfall from the upstream petroleum sector to make up for our revenue shortfalls and aggressively improve our revenue even as we rationalize expenditures. Mr. Speaker,
Ken Ofori-Atta blamed the economic crisis and the underperformance of certain key economic indicators in the late passage of the e-levy.
The revenue measures outlined in the 2022 budget have underperformed, largely due to the delays in passing and implementing these measures. Inflation has surged to 29.8% as at the end June 2022, as compared to 9% in June 2021. The cedi has depreciated against the US dollar by 16.86% between January and June 2022, compared to 4.1% at the end of 2021.
However, the minority side have been taking aim at him. According to Adaklu MP Kwame Agboja, the minister has simply been dishonest.
A very dishonorable person in terms of telling his story, and then it was very shameful to hear what he had to say today. When it comes to road tolls, look at what he said. The finance minister told us one of the reasons he cancelled the road toll was because road toll collection ends up creating pollution in the environment. He said because of pollution, he stopped the collection of the tolls. Today, he's saying that they are going to build a motorway as a part of PPP. As we speak, the people who have lost their job as a result of what he did, some of them are standing here. He hasn't said anything about paying them. So we are saying that this government can never be trusted. It's very disgraceful for him not to apologize to the people of this country that when he spoke in 2021 and then in the 2022 budget, he actually lied about the status of the Tema motorway. And for the road toll, I want to commend him for at least today he didn't pray.
Ranking member on the Finance Committee, Dr. Kisela Tuforsen, tasked the president to shake up his government immediately. He has also been alleging the government has illegally printed money.
I am surprised that in the minister's statement, he failed to alert all of us that he has encouraged the Bank of Ghana to print new money worth 22 billion Ghana cedis, only for us to see it in this document. And you can see it in the media review document, page 97, Appendix 2A. And the Bank of Ghana, they have printed 22 billion and 48 million Ghana cedis. 22 billion and 48 million Ghana cedis, new money that they have printed, without approval of Parliament.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta was expected to ask for more money from Parliament. But indeed, during his presentation, Ken Ofori-Atta told members that he intended to stay within the monies that were approved for him in November and December of last year for the implementation of the 2022 budget. So members of parliament will start debating the content of the mid-year budget review. Members from both the minority and majority sides will make forceful arguments in terms of why they think the economy is headed in the right direction or not. But this is how Finance Minister Kojo Ofori-Atta ended his presentation, with cheers and applause from the majority side, but with boos from the NDC minority side of the House.
JoyNews reporter Papani Ashale is on the street of Accra interacting with some Ghanaians on their reaction to aspects of the budget, especially on road tolls.
Going to be the top priority for them. They mentioned that reduction in fuel prices. Let me ask some of them here. Please, what's your name?
My name is Al-Hassan Fela.
Okay, Fela, so you listened to the finance minister. At least you've heard something that he said from yesterday. Did it meet your expectations?
Not at all. The finance minister did not meet the expectation of all drivers, not myself alone. Because as drivers, we deal with lives, we transport life and the workforce. So if there is anything going on, drivers' priority must also be put on the table. Here we are as drivers, there is continuous increase in fuel prices, and we as drivers are here, we don't get the commensurating increase in transport fares. So it's affecting us. At the moment, my car owner, the one whose car I drive, is threatening to take his car from me if I don't meet my daily sales or weekly sales.
So what were you expecting the finance minister to say that you thought would have been helpful?
Yeah, something like reduction of fuel prices so that drivers can be free in their work. But there was nothing like that. You know, there are so many taxes on fuel, sanitation, all this road fund, all this marginal, what bust margin, whatever it is. They should scrap them down so that drivers can be free.
Okay, so you were hoping for a reduction, a removal from the budget, but it seems they are added to your cost now. You're going to be paying toll on the rehabilitated Accra Tema motorway, 10 lanes. Do you support the idea?
Right, 10 lanes is good. Always when I drive on the road, these are some of the things I think that since Kwame Nkrumah, made this happen. Since then, there's nothing has been added to it. So if they are going to increase it to 10 lanes, it's a good thing. And the toll, even in America, tolls are taken. But I did not understand why all of a sudden they decided to take the tolls from our roads and so on. So if they are bringing it back, it's a step in the right direction. You're
not afraid that, one, you're going to have to pass the cost to your passengers, and two, the traffic on the motorway?
No, I don't think when tolls are introduced, it's going to affect the cost of transport. No, we don't usually do that. Usually what the GPRTU gives out is what we do. Then the toll is such that when you use a motorway, that's when you pay. And it usually is not any huge sum of money. So I don't think it can be passed on to commuters.
But a 10-lane road is going to be a private partnership. You think that is a fair idea, that you are going to be paying as low as you were paying? Do you even first of all like the idea that there's going to be a private company taking over the road?
And the numbers it shouldn't be so. But here we are in a country where the government cannot, foot the bills of all the things in the country. So I think if it is private partnership, it's good. We drive on good road, your car stays for a long time without any faults. Who doesn't like it?
Fela, thank you very much. Let me find quickly from passengers themselves, being afraid whether the cost is going to be passed on to them. Bossman, good morning. Bossman, good morning. So road tolls are going to come back on the Accra Tema motorway. As a passenger, do you fear that you are going to have to pay more because of this?
I don't fear anything, but I think the citizens of this country supposed to pay tax and other stuff. So I think it's coming back. It will help the government to do the more development for this country. So I think
so you are willing to pay more?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me ask some more people. Mommy, good morning. Mommy. Okay, well, she wouldn't speak to us, but let me find out for some of the other people in the vehicle. Bossman, good morning. Road tolls are going to come back on the Accra Tema motorway. Do you think it's a good idea?
It's a good idea.
For you as a passenger, it means that you have to probably pay more for your driver to make the toll.
Oh, it's pay. You can pay.
So you pay?
Yeah, yes.
But some of the passengers tell me that as a private company going to take over the motorway, they have to pay more. It's going to be expensive for them.
If you can pay, then government will take the money to do something on the what do you call it? In Ghana, we need the roads, and you need money to do the roads and something. Yes. So if you can pay more, then it's good. Yes.
Okay, let me find out finally from one of the passengers here that the road tolls are going to come back on the Accra-Tema motorway. As a passenger, are you happy about it?
Yes.
Why are you happy?
I'm happy because the way they left it is not good. Yes. Well, if you see this kind of these heavy trucks are passing on our road, so it's good that we must to pay the road toll. Yes.
Thank you very much. So from the reactions by the public, let's have some technical reactions to the budget and speak to the Dean of the School of Business of the University of Cape Coast, Professor John Gachi. Prof, thank you for joining us. Good morning. Kindly unmute so we can follow what you're telling us. Now, first of all, your reaction to the media budget review as presented by the Finance Minister.
I didn't hear you clearly.
So I was asking for your review or your first thought on the budget review as presented by the Finance Minister.
Well, I think the review is largely within the context of the Public Financial Management Act, for which the minister is only required to provide updates on the mandate given him to spend, to raise revenue, to contract debt and manage debt, and to finance projects. So to a large extent, that was within the requirement.
With all that he presented in there, how did that meet your expectation as someone who follows the economy of Ghana?
Well, to a large extent, there's no extraordinary expectation about the review of a budget. The expectation was to see whether the expenditure framework had been followed, whether we have financed significant projects within the context of the budget, whether we've been able to raise the funds allowed to be raised. So for me, there is no extraordinary expectation, except that within an era where the government is engaging with the IMF, I believe that government should give much more feedback on the IMF engagement to the people of Ghana during the mid-year review. But that didn't come up, and that is a disappointment, because as it is now, we don't know what government and IMF have agreed in terms of the data regarding debt, the data regarding arrears, the data regarding indebtedness within the SOEs sector of the economy, which may be factored into public debt or not. And we need to know the total sum of the arrears and the major area the arrears are actually directed, so that we know the real fiscal situation. We also need a very clear statement on how the financial sector is actually rolling out, because Bank of Ghana is indicating that they need additional 8 billion to complete the financial sector cleanup, when we have been told at the end of 2018 that we have ended the financial sector cleanup, and to which we have been accounted to have spent about 25 billion Ghana cedis. So these are significant issues that I believe would have been provided. And finally, we know that there is fiscal dominance. Simple means that the central bank is financing government activities beyond regulatory requirement, and which some other people refer to as printing of money. And that is a significant issue, feedback that should be given to the people of Ghana, but it's as if it's hidden from us.
Let's do a bit more on the macro fiscal target that some have been revised. Now, if you look at the GDP growth rate, it's been reduced from 5.8 to 3.7. Non-oil GDP growth has been revised from 5.9 to 4.3. Inflation has been revised from 8% to 28.5%. Fiscal deficit from 7.4 to 6.6%. Primary surplus from 0.1% to 0.4. What's your reaction to all of these, figures that the finance minister presented? What kind of sense should the ordinary man make from these figures?
Well, the sense is that the economic environment cannot support the original projection. And this is a standard practice. If you look at the IMF data on the fiscal situation in the global economy, look at the growth data on the world economies, Sub-Saharan Africa, North America, Asia, and the rest, they keep revising it in response to the dynamics of the environment. So our dynamic revealed that we cannot carry along with us the original projection. So I don't think that is any extraordinary development. It's just the right thing to do when your environment will not support your projection.
Now, in terms of managing the economy and the Bank of Ghana needing more money, we've just been told by the minority that the Bank of Ghana has printed some monies without approval by Parliament. How does that work in running the economy, making sure that your fiscal deficit does not widen that much?
Well, it depends on the status of the independence of the Bank of Ghana. If independence of the Bank of Ghana is somehow threatened or weak, then those in charge of fiscal management can put pressure or demand on the Bank of Ghana to spend on or to provide funding to government activities beyond regulatory measures. So that is what we are seeing. And I believe the reason why that is not clearly indicated in the speech of the minister is because perhaps the minister is aware they breached the regulatory requirement of 5% of previous year's tax revenue. So if you look at 22 billion, that is far, far, far above that. The same thing happened in 2020 in the name of COVID. So I think that there is so much fiscal dominance affecting the efficacy of monetary policy management by the Bank of Ghana. And that, for me, is very serious. It's not only serious because we are breaching the law, but we are telling especially external stakeholders of our economy that we can be trusted to keep to regulatory governance. And as such, it has also provided some posture of risk within the Bank of Ghana. And bearing in mind that when the IMF left Ghana after their visit, the report they put up on their website include providing a program that will bring credibility to monetary policy by the Bank of Ghana. That means that something deep is happening within the Bank of Ghana that we should pay attention to.
Okay, all right. But probably before I let you go, the finance minister says they will be able to bring back the economy in the next 2.5 years. How feasible is that, looking at the figures you're seeing?
I don't know about that. I consider that statement to be giving assurance for party members regarding 2024 elections. But it is also important that if you are a leader and you are going to tell more, you give some hope to your people. Perhaps that is what he's doing. But as to whether that will be done, especially when he compares that to what they did from 2017 to 2020. 2017 to 2020, a lot of lofty programs were mentioned which were not executed. Issues like Ghana Beyond Aid became a slogan, but we could not see the way the Ghana Beyond Aid was articulated in education, articulated in business, etc. It remained a slogan. In 2017 to 2020, we saw very high borrowing with attendant effect of high interest costs on our economy. We saw the banking sector clean up, which many people were not happy about spending 25 billion Ghana cedis for what had happened. And we are being told by Bank of Ghana that we have another 8 billion to complete the exercise. So if that is what you are going to do again, then it means that statement is problematic.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Professor John Gachi is the Dean of the School of Business at the University of Cape Coast. Now, on infrastructure, the Finance Minister said the development of the rail sector remains a major part of government's development agenda. Last week, government revived passenger train service on the Accra-Tema line. Ken Ofeata noted that other major lines under development will be completed within schedule.
Investments continue to be made by government towards the development of a modern railway network. We believe in this because we know that creating an alternative means of transport, especially for goods, will ease the pressures on our roads and future impacts of global crude price hikes on farm products. For example, government is within target to complete the construction of the new Tema-Mpakadan rail line by the end of this year. The project is currently about 92% complete. The operationalization of the project is expected to enhance efficiency at the Tema port and provide the shortest possible transportation route between the southern and northern parts of Ghana.
Now, reduced transactions and low salaries are just few issues that mobile money vendors are dealing with because of the e-levy implementation. Mami Esi Nyamecha Thompson interviewed a few of them for the latest edition of the Living Standard series.
And yet, even the other time, me be saying this car was money, but me friend no, or say my mean saying scan man or babaji. Our guys say e-levy a betty, you know. Me man no amra no beji, and also my kadama and a beji scan boy.
Well, at first it was going well, but since the e-levy come, it let the transaction come down a bit. They are not coming like how they come at previous.
To begin his day, Joseph, a mobile money vendor at the Circle station, punches through his phone. Joseph has been struggling to keep his customers for the past 4 months. He claims that many of them have decided to keep their cash in their wallets. He attributes his predicament to the implementation of the electronic transaction levy.
Well, at first it was going well, but since the e-levy come, it let the transaction come down a bit. They are not coming like how they come at previous because of the e-levy, because the education does not go well with the customers, and so we the vendors, we have to come out again and explain to them that the e-levy doesn't affect withdrawal. At first, people deposit their money into their wallets, and later, anytime that they need it, then they will come and withdraw it. But now they say they will keep it in the house because of the e-levy.
Before the levy, he used to transact more than 50 mobile money requests daily, apart from selling call cards. But now, the numbers have reduced to 20. On bad days, he gets even less. He is frustrated with the slow pace of business.
15, less than 20. People are coming, like for instance, if there are 50 people come daily, if I get like 20 Ghana on it, now that they drop to 15, it affects me a lot. Because whenever they do withdraw, I get a profit. So when they are not coming again, I'm not getting any profit. It has been reduced. It has been reduced. That's what I give you the examples. Like for instance, first, and I save about more than 50 people, but now it has been reduced. They are not coming.
Joseph informs me that he is unable to make ends meet. He is married with 2 children. He claims that if things don't improve, he might not be able to pay his rent or provide for his home. He has asked the government to review the policy.
Ever since the government employed this, this e-levy things, it let the business come down. In fact, I'm not getting any money to do that, like giving a chop money in the house. Even my kids are going to school, feeding fee. People are not doing the Momo business again. They are not doing it. Most of my friends, they have stopped. Ghanaians, what they are saying is they have been paying a lot of tax. So this e-levy to attach again is too much. Now the system too is dull, so that's it. To me, what I see, if they can remove it, I think it will help us.
According to recent data from the Bank of Ghana, mobile money is a multi-billion cedi business, with a growth of 8.4% to 77.4 billion cedis in June. In May, transactions fell by 18.58% to 71.4 billion Ghana cedis, but recovered in June. Well, the crystallized Momo vendor does not agree with the survey results. On the tiptoe lane, it is the largest mobile money vendor. However, the e-levy is having an effect on their sales. According to Grace, their revenue has decreased.
Transactions like I slow. First, now you to me throw your book now you record the transactions. Sometimes it to me record the 5 leaves and I say bibisa, but see there. Sometimes and drew full page.
Our transactions have dwindled. We used to fill 5 pages of our books with customers every day, but recently we are unable to complete a full page. The e-levy has really affected our sales. Even our cash in commission delays. We are yet to receive for this month.
Like a brochure, but e-levy in the buy no swallow betty. So I think say last month say a cash in commission buy was 700 BB. This month cash in commission and buy.
She informs me that she no longer receives tips because customers have complained that their transaction costs have risen. Her salary also remains the same. Grace, on the other hand, believes that a review of the levy can turn things around.
Time as I say in Siamino. Ebia, me fan say me pay ne say 19 5 I'm down 19 like ebe konenim.
Payment of my salary delays these days. Apart from that, I don't receive gifts anymore, and that makes life difficult.
Yeah, na e-levy na banama. Say ade chene mbasa. It is say time next to say bet you can na yentia ya. So we share what they are maybe with the baby biana.
Some customers couldn't help but expressed their displeasure with the tax.
And yet, even the other time, me be say ni ska wa hamani pa me friend no. O say mami say ni ska no man no be ba beji. Wo kan share. I ga jam say e-levy e beti intino.
The e-levy is not good. Not long ago, I tried sending money to someone. He vehemently decided against mobile money. He later came with an Okada to collect the money to avoid e-levy deduction. Apart from that, I personally sent 300 cedis to someone. I realized they deducted almost 5 cedis. I will not send mobile money again.
Transaction, even including
as a caterer, we do a lot of transactions, but the introduction of e-levy has increased cost of doing business. These days, we'd rather send the money than to send Momo.
Because of that, e-levy,
Now, 2 journalists and a driver of Love FM, a subsidiary of the Multimedia Group Limited, have been attacked by purported watchmen of the Sewa Regional Hospital in the Ashanti region. The media personnel had gone to the Sewa Hospital to file a report on the deplorable nature of the road leading to the hospital when the attackers assaulted them. They vandalized part of the company's vehicle, including the side mirror, and shattered the rear window glass. However, the journalists and other persons on board the vehicle were unhurt. There's more in this report.
At about 11:30 on Monday, 2 men purported to be security personnel of the Sewa Hospital approached a reporter, photojournalist and a driver of Love FM when they noted they had come to the facility to film. The journalist and his colleagues had gone to film the road linking to the hospital, which had stalled for years now. The men, whose names are yet to be identified, started filming the journalist for a supposed breach of taking shots of the facility and denied them access to seek permission from the authorities. They, as a result, sacked them from the premises. While they evacuated the premises, the watchers violently attacked the media personnel, attempting to smash the passenger window of their vehicle and pelted stones at them. They damaged the driving mirror and shattered the rear window glass. The journalist and other persons on board were, however, unhurt. The case has since been reported to the Feyasi police stations with preliminary investigations ongoing. For JoyNews, Emmanuel Bright-Kweku reporting.
So we'll wait to see how the outcome will be, but we will be keeping an eye on this and how it develops to ensure that justice is delivered. Ghana is a country governed by rule of the law, so nobody can just get up and treat anybody the way he or she likes. But on our Drive Safe campaign today, the Ghana Police Service has arrested over 10 motorcyclists for flouting road traffic regulations. The deviant riders were arrested under the Operation Parry on the offense of jumping traffic and cautioned against repeating such acts that are capable of causing public harm. The Director General of the MTTD, DCOP Felix Fosu Ajiman, who led the operation, said any motorist who repeated the offense will be dealt with in accordance with the law.
You are standing by the motorbikes. Why are you here this afternoon? There must speak any language. I crossed the red. You did what? Crossed the red. You crossed the red light. Thank you. Give it to your friend. Can you speak a bit louder? You crossed the red light. I crossed the red light. You crossed the red light. You also crossed the red. You also crossed the red light. On the traffic light. You crossed the red light. I also crossed the red light. You crossed the red light. Also crossed the red light. You crossed the red light. Before committed road traffic offense, you are supposed to be sent to court. You are supposed to be sent to court. The IGP, Dr. Akufo-Addo, has asked me to come to meet with you. That we will give you. We will give you warning notice and allow you to go home with your motorbikes. But what we are saying is that we have every information about you. We have every information about you regarding the offense you committed. And so if you do that again and you are arrested, we will process you and send you to court. Is that okay? Yes, sir. Are you happy with this? Yes, sir. And so I need to sensitize you on basic road traffic rules. So when you go back, you don't commit road traffic offense anymore. Are you with me? Yes, sir. We also use this exercise to educate the writing public. We want to remind them one more time on riding rules so that they also don't go against the road traffic regulations. Together, if we are able to obey the rules, we will minimize the road crashes involving riding. Are you with me? And so from now onwards, make sure that before you move your motorbikes out, before you step out in your motorbikes, they should be registered with number plates fixed at the back of the motorcycles. Are you with me? And then make sure you wear your watch and the make sure you wear your watch. Crash helmets.
So if you're a defiant motor rider out there, remember that the police is watching you and you'll be dealt with when you're getting. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you the latest from the world of business. Stay with us.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. A former president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Prince Kofi Klugeson, is appealing to government to immediately consider enacting a new law that will enable Ghana own 30% equity of every investment that is brought into the country from 2025. He says this will help curb capital flight. Here's more in this report.
Recent economic challenges confronting the country has compelled government to start negotiations with the International Monetary Fund for bailout program. During an interview with former president of AGI, Dr. Prince Kofi Klugeson says government must compel foreign investors to allow Ghanaians to own 30% equity in every investment they make in the country.
But what I'm saying is that Parliament, Chamber and all that, they should get together and move this Parliament to increase the equity level of Ghana. Even if not the current investors. From the year 2025, everybody that will come to invest in Ghana, the Ghana government or the Ghanaian must own 30% equity, full stop. Let the law come. Those who don't agree, let's negotiate. But from 2025 going, you see, all the new entrants that will come to Ghana, let's just copy South Africa, Black Empowerment, Cyril Ramaphosa. I don't want to go that far. Yeah. Let's go and copy, send some people there. Let's take all the documents, take South Africa, put Ghana there. Let Pedro Maki move the motion. Let Damien support it. And let's make sure it goes through.
Dr. Klugeson believes that government should move to compel both local and foreign companies to list on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
No. Policy. See, in the US, those of the SBA, Small Business Administration, Web Paper, it's all about Ghana Exim. You can get guarantee, not direct loans. The Credit is doing well. The Revolving Bank is coming, GAT is there for this, for that. They should get on the stock exchange. Make it viable. Zoomlion, all my friends. Go on the stock exchange. Let people become rich through the enterprise. You understand? But the nation cannot, look, Eka International, they came and took the sovereign loans, sovereign bonds in Ghana. They go to Nigeria and they raise $100 million for the AKES. And they said they own 80 or 90, whatever they do. I don't understand oil and gas. I don't believe in them. But let us have a policy in Ghana. Look, that in our lifetime, President Akufo-Addo's lifetime, if you can, we don't know if we can do it, that Ghana should own 30% of our equities.
The IMF bailout program is expected to bring in some $2 billion in the first quarter of 2023.
Now, with insurance penetration being low and unchanged in Ghana, the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana has said it will re-engage stakeholders to embark on initiatives to ensure growth of the sector to support the economy. According to its president, Teria Ben Ahmed, the sector can see significant growth when it reviews its approach in reaching out to the populace. He spoke to Joy Business at the 2022 edition of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana Awards.
Had the primary objective of recognizing and promoting the best insurance practices in Ghana. Individual award nominees were judged on their professional conduct, leadership abilities, contributions to the industry, and most crucially, the field they worked in. Teria Ben Ahmed, president of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, speaking to Joy Business, called for transparency and credibility in the daily activities of insurance professionals with their clients.
What we want to do is to ensure we promote professional excellence in insurance, because we want to make sure that insurance earns the level of trust and confidence it deserves to be able to contribute to the development of Ghana. And as you did indicate, our special guest of honor, Mr. Kwame Mpiani, made very, very significant suggestions to improve insurance penetration and contribution to the GDP of Ghana. I must tell you what, the ideas he put forward are very, very important ideas. And these ideas, as insurance practitioners, we're going to look into them, engage our partners, including the regulators and the industry bodies, to see how we can take forward the very important ideas that he put forward. So we really, really appreciate the insight and ideas he's put forward, and we are going to look into them to see how we can take them from an idea stage to be able to implement and see how they can grow insurance in Ghana.
Renowned economist and politician Mr. Kwame Pienim urged players of the insurance sector to block leakages within the sector to increase saving and support the gross domestic product of the state. He further called on the National Insurance Commission to ensure all mandatory sectors of the economy.
We need a very strong insurance company to generate the type of funds that can be used to fund critical infrastructure and productive investment, and create jobs for our young people. Why do we always emphasize the young people? Because the young people, either you mobilize them and they become factors for economic development, or they become forces for destabilizing the society. We need to create conditions conducive for increasing insurance premium collections from our estimated below 2% of GDP to 3%, which is what our peer countries collect.
The Multimedia Group Limited at the event won the Best Insurance Media House of the Year. The umbrella body of insurance professionals says it will continue to champion the redefinition of the sector's penetration rate.
And congratulations to the Multimedia Group for winning Insurance Media House of the Year 2021. That's it for business. Sports is coming up next.
Okay, so welcome back from the break. Time for us to bring you sports, and Razak Musbao is in the studio. Hi, Razak, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good, I'm fine.
What's on the table?
We're talking about Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Good. When you mention the name, you probably add Ukuma Pema Apimbeba, Ghana's Africa's Club of the Century.
Yes, you can say
all the accolades. I mean, we are the...
But they're in a bit of crisis at the moment because it's a managerial crisis of a sort. There's no clarity as to who is going to become the next coach because Ogum has resigned, and we understand there's a board meeting that's going to be held today where the coach will come and do a presentation, an overview of the season, and the board will take a decision as to whether they will accept his resignation or otherwise. While all of that is boiling up, the club yesterday announced that they will be undertaking a pre-season tour to Europe. Guess where they're going to?
Turkey.
Yeah, they're going to Turkey. Yeah. You know. And it's interesting because prior to last season, they went to Dubai and they were very successful last season.
Yes.
So it appears they're taking a cue from last season.
So now our focus has shifted to the Champions League.
Yes.
And if you want to win the Champions League, you need to do what champions do.
Absolutely.
So we want to invest more in our preparation to ensure that we are up to task when it comes to being in that league. So we're going to Turkey, do all the preparations we can.
Yes.
And I'm sure at the end of today we'll know which manager is taking us where.
Yes.
We pray that we come out stronger.
Well, you come out stronger because you're going to spend 2 weeks there. And there are a few signings coming in too also. We understand there's a Ugandan striker that you're targeting.
Good.
And hopefully by next week, he'll be announced and he'll join the team to Turkey for the preseason.
Good. So to come and add up to Mbella, or is Mbella going?
Mbella is likely to go. You're likely to lose Mbella.
And Etuga?
No, okay, so it's Frank Etuga Mbella, that's one person.
Okay.
And there's George Rodriguez in Fege.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
So you're likely to lose Frank Etuga Mbella, most likely, because he's looking to cash in on the player because it's not so
That's fine.
money.
That's why we are bringing in a replacement.
The Ugandan striker.
And we'll beat the likes of Hearts of Oak and Olympics and all what have you.
Well, we'll see whether you beat them.
They won't be a match for us.
But they say they have the free Banya who scored a goal in the Black Galaxies game, and in the San Kotoko. It's really interesting in free Banya, so wait to see how that works.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player.
We have what it takes to buy him, but they don't have what it takes to buy what is ours. So let's see how it goes.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
Wait to see how that pans out and also how they perform come next season in the CAF Champions League. And also whatever happens from the board meeting today, we'll definitely share with our viewers on our various social media platforms.
And that's the sports on the bulletin. And that's how we wrap up the news desk here on Joy News. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a great morning.